Good day everyone and welcome to our last recorded video discussion. Our topic for this video is all about basic logical operators. So this will be the outline for our discussion. First, we will talk about negations, followed by conjunctions, then disjunctions, conditional statement, tautologies and contradictions, and biconditional and equivalent statements. Okay, first let's talk about negation. If P is true, your P here is a statement. If the statement P is true, then the negation, so this is the negation of P. The negation is represented by this symbol. So, if the statement P is true, then the negation of P is false. And if P is false, then the negation of P is true. So let's construct a truth table for negation. So if you have a statement P, there are only two forms of statement. It could either be true or false. So that's why we wrote there true and false. So your T there is true and your F there is false. Then the negation of P, so if P is true, then the negation of P is false. And if your statement P is false, then the negation of false is true. So, example, write the negation of each of the following statements. Okay, the Manila City is in the Philippines. So A, Manila City is not in the Philippines. B, it is not the case that Manila City is in the Philippines. So the answer is Manila City is not in the Philippines. So this is the statement, your P. Then the negation of P is na Manila City is not in the Philippines. So this is the negation of P. Okay, another example. The product of two odd integers is even. So what are these odd integers? Example 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, and so forth. So the product of two odd integers is even. So let's say 1 times 3 is 3. Is it even? So 5 times 7, so 5 and 7 are odd integers. So 5 times 7 is 35. Is it even? So it's odd. 35 is an odd integers. So A, the product of two odd integers is odd. The product of two odd integers is even. So this is false. So the negation of false or this statement is dapat true atong answer. So which is true in the options or in the choices. So the product of two integers is odd or the product of two odd integers is even. So what is the answer? Or which is true here? So this is the true answer. So then this is the negation of the false statement. So the product of two odd integers is even. That is false statement. So to get the negation of that statement, so we need to have a true statement. So that's why the answer is letter A. So the product of two odd integers is odd. So now let's proceed to conjunction. So in conjunction is a compound statement. When you say compound, so daghan siya. So, maybe two or more statement. So, conjunction is a compound statement formed by connecting two statements with the word and. Is called conjunction. In symbols, it is written as P and Q. So, let's say P is a statement and also Q is another statement. So, natay two statement which is P and Q. So, ato siyang gi-connect with the word and. And this is the symbol for and. So in this case, the resulting sentence is true if both constituent sentences are true and is false otherwise. So if P and Q are true, then P and Q, so this is the symbol for and, is true. Otherwise, P and Q is false. So in conjunction, you have two statements, which is the P and Q, and it is connected by the word and. So an and, this is the symbol for and. So this is statement P and this is statement Q, and it is connected by the word and or this symbol. So let's say the statement P is true and the statement Q is false. So we don't know what is the resulting sentence. So what if the statement P is true and the statement Q is false? True. Or the statement P is true and the statement Q is true. So what would be the resulting sentence if we connect the two statements with the word and? So this is the guide. So in this case, guide, in this case, the resulting sentence is true. So P and Q, so ato siyang i-connect. Dali lang ta. P and Q. So the resulting sentence is true. True daw yung resulting sentence if both constituent sentences are true. So dapat ang atong P statement and ang atong Q statement is true in order to have a resulting sentence which is true. Otherwise, so other form, false na dayon ang iyang resulting sentence. So let's say the statement P is true and the statement Q is false, then the resulting sentence is false. So ang makapatrue lang niya is kini. So dapat atong statement P is true and the statement Q is true to have a resulting sentence which is true. Kini siya. So otherwise, so other form, false na dayon. So kung false ang P, true ang Q, then false na ang kuan. So kung naay isa nila mag-false, false na ang resulting sentence. So this is the truth table for conjunction. So if P is true and your Q is true, then your P and Q is true. And otherwise, false na dayon. So mora na makapatrue sa conjunction or sa two statement nga gi-connect by the word and or this symbol. So mora ni makapatrue niya. Dapat true ang atong duha ka both constituent sentences. So kana siya. So muna yung timan-an. So example, determine whether the conjunction is true or false. Letter A, the capital of Ireland is Dublin and the penguins live in Antarctica. So this conjunction is true because both of the individual propositions are true. Because the capital of Ireland is Dublin. And penguins live in Antarctica. So, kanang penguins dito na siya sa Antarctica. So, this statement, so the resulting statement is true because this is your P statement, which is true. And this is your Q statement, which is also true. So, the resulting sentence or the resulting sentence is true because both of the constituent sentences are true. Okay, another example. A square is a quadrilateral and fish are reptiles. So your statement P here is this, a square is a quadrilateral. This is true. And fishes are reptiles. So this is your Q statement, which is false because fishes are not reptiles. So the resulting sentence, kung ato siyang i-connect by the word and, so the resulting sentence is false. Nga naman, this is true and this is false. And if we connect that with the word and, it makes the whole sentence false. So that's why it is false. Murag mao ni siya. So your P statement is true and Q statement is false. So the resulting sentence is false. Kini siya ang example letter P. So ano siya ang example letter A. So let's proceed to conjunction. So conjunction, this is a compound statement formed by connecting two statements with the word or. Is called a conjunction. So symbolically, P or, so kung ana ni siya, sorry class, dapat ang kuan ani is nana siya. Inani ang symbol. Kini siya. So symbolically, P or Q, which is read as P or Q. So this is the symbol for or. Kini siya. Or na siya. Kina siya or. Hindi man yung sulat. So, natay duha ka sentence or statement, gi-connect nato with the word or, so we call that conjunction. So what happened? What would be the resulting sentence if we connect the two statement with the word or? Okay, again, what will happen if we connect the two statements with the word or? So we have here the P statement, another statement Q, connected by the word or this symbol. So the resulting sentence is false. So the resulting sentence is false if both constituent sentences are false, and is true otherwise. So we have here statement P and statement Q. Ato siyang i-connect with the word or. So what will happen to the sentence? So the resulting sentence is false. So the resulting sentence is false if both constituent sentences are false. So dapat false atong statement P and false po ang atong statement Q to have a resulting sentence false. So kung false atong statement P and false po na atong statement Q, i-connect nato siya with the word or this symbol, then the resulting sentence is false. Then otherwise is true. So if the statement P is true and the statement Q is true, then the answer would be true. Anong di man siya musulat o tarong? Or if your P statement is false and your Q statement is true, then the resulting statement is true. If the P is true and the Q is false, then the resulting sentence is false. So this is the truth table for conjunction. So nganong inaniman? So kaganiha, di ba, akong gisulat is P, then negation of P. So kung naa kay statement nga isakbog statement which is P, so duha lang iyang form sa iyang statement. It could either be true or false. So what if you have two statements, P and Q? So how many possible form of statement are there? So it could either be na kay duha ka true or duha ka false, or true ang imong P, false imong Q, or false imong P, true imong Q. So pag isa ra ka statement, duha lang ka buok. Pag duha imong statement, upat ka buok form. So what if tulo ka statement? P, Q, and another statement R. So, pila ka buok form of statement ani. So, it could either be true silang tanan, or false silang tanan, or true, ay false, true, 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 false, false, or true, false, true, or false, true, false. Pila ni kabuok? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 8 ni sila kabuok. So, unsay kulang? True, 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 false, 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 true, 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 false, false. Andara. False, false, true, 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 false. Kajut lang klasana ay nanawag. Okay, if there are 3 statements, there are 8 possible form of statement. So, pwede nga ang tulo is true, ang tulo is false, or and so forth. Kasi kini silang 8. So, mani ang inyong isulat sa truth table. So, example here in the conjunction. True, true, false, false, true, false, true, false. So, kining true, true, mao ni siya. True, false, mao ni siya. False, true, mao ni siya. And false, false, mao ni siya. So, ani ang pagsulat. So, statement P, true, true, false, false. Statement Q, true, false, true, false. So what happened if we connect two statement with the word or? Okay, or. So, ang symbol sa or? So, ano ang symbol sa or? So, the resulting sentence is false if both constituent sentences are false and is true otherwise. So, if you have statement P connected by the word or, then another statement Q. So, the resulting sentence is false. False daw yung resulting sentence if both constituent sentences are false. So, dapat false ang imong P and false ang imong Q so that you will have a resulting sentence which is false. And otherwise is true and is true otherwise. So here, true, true, this is, I know, mali siya, dapat false, false. Sorry. So again, the resulting sentence is false if both constituent sentences are false. Okay. So, if P is true, here, pinakauna, ito ni ansiran. If your P is true and your Q is true, what will be the resulting sentence? This is false. Ay, false ba? False. So, asaray false ani. Ay, no. Sorry, class. So, sorry. This is true. Asara may false ani. Kinira siya. Mora ni ang false. So, the resulting sentence is false if both constituent sentences are false. And otherwise, is true. So, true na ni silang tulo. Kaya mora man ni makapa-false niya. If both constituent sentences are false, then the resulting sentence is false. So, let's have another example. A triangle has 3 sides or 4 sides. Is it true or false? So, the triangle has 3 sides. So, this is the P statement. This is true because a triangle has 3 sides. Another statement here, Q, a triangle has 4 sides. This is false. So, the resulting sentence is false. True. Because a triangle has 3 sides. This is true and this is false. So, this is the guideline. So, mani siya. Then, the resulting sentence is true. Another example. So, mani ang letter A. Another example. All men are tall or all women are short. So this is your P statement and this is your Q statement. So what makes this false? This is false because all men are tall. Tanan bang laki tall? No, this is false because naapoy ubang laki nga dili nga mga puto o dili tall. Or all women are short. Not all women are short. There are also other women who are tall. So this is false. So then the resulting sentence is false. So manisya. So let's proceed to conditional statement. So conditional statement, this is a compound statement formed by connecting two statements with the word if, then is called conditional. Symbolically, this is written as P na arrow then Q. So this is statement P, this is statement Q. Then connected with the word if and then. So mo ni ang if and then. Kini siya. Which is read as if P then Q or P implies Q. So the statement P is called the antecedent. So if you have two statement P connected by the word if, then, or implies Q, so your P is the antecedent. Antecedent. And your Q is the consequent. So the statement P is called the antecedent of the conditional and statement Q is the consequent of the conditional. So in this case, the resulting sentence is only false. So the resulting sentence is only false. If you have P statement implies Q or connected by the word if, then the resulting sentence is only false. False are the yung resulting sentence whenever the antecedent, where is the antecedent? The antecedent is the P. So whenever the antecedent is true and the consequent is false. Or otherwise, or and is true otherwise. So if your antecedent is true and your consequent is false, then the resulting sentence is false. Otherwise, it is true. So let's say, true imong P, true imong Q, ang answer is true. Sorry. So if false imong P, true imong Q, then the resulting sentence is true. Or false silang duha, then the resulting sentence is true. So asa ray makapa-false sa resulting sentence? So the resulting sentence is only false. So only false whenever the antecedent is true and the consequent is false. So mura niya timan-an. Otherwise is true. Okay? So this is the truth table for conditional statement. So P implies Q. So asa rin makapa-false ani kini inyo timan-an kini. So if your antecedent is true and your consequent is false, then the resulting sentence is false. Otherwise, true. Nakuha? So timanan ninyo ang arrangement ha. So true, true, false, false, true, false, true, false. Pero kung isa ra ka statement, so true, false. Pero kung tulo ka statement, P, Q, R, so saan ninyo inyong truth table. So magsulat ka dirig, upat ka true, 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 upat ka false. Then duha-duha, true, true, false, false, true, true, false, false. Then isa-isa, true, false, true, false, true, false, true, false. Sinananin niyo yung truth table basta tulo ka buok. Pero kung duha lang, inani. True, true, false, false, true, false. Kini siya. True, false. Okay, so mara na inyong timan-an. Kaya naka-highlight. Okay, summary. So in negation, if P is true, then the negation of P is false. And if P is false, then the negation of P is true. In conjunction, if P and Q are true, then this is written as this. So P and Q is true, otherwise P and Q is false. So in this junction, if P and Q are false, then P or, this is or, Q is false, otherwise P or Q is true. In conditional statement, in this case, the resulting sentence is only false whenever the antecedent is true and the consequent is false and is true otherwise. So in here sa negation, if P is true, then kung true ang iyang P, so kung true iyang P, the negation of P is false. If false iyang P, the negation of P is true. So in conjunction, yung sa inyong timan Andre, dapat imong P and Q are true. Para iyang resulting sentence is true. Here in this junction, P or Q, so dapat false imong P, false imong Q, para iyang resulting sentence is false. Otherwise, true na din ang answer. Also here in the conjunction. In conditional statement, the resulting sentence is only false kung ang imong antecedent is true, ang imong consequent is false. Otherwise, true na dayon. Okay, let's have an example. Construct the truth table of the following. Number 1, the negation of P and Q. So, connect natin siya with the word and. So, we cannot solve this directly because wala man tay negation of P. So, dapat naapatay negation of P. So, atong kwaon si negation of P, usa nato siya ma-solve as a whole. So, your P, so magbuhat ang table, P, Q, negation of P, usa nato siya makuha ang ihang and or the conjunction. So, negation of P atong i-conjunction or i-and sa Q. So, mo ni siya. So, your P, true, true, false, false, true, false, true, false. So, mo ni siya ang form ha, basta duha ka statement. Pag tulo ka statement, ang sagay ito, P, Q, R, so upat ka true, upat ka false, duha-duha, sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, sorry, this is true, 2 true, false, false, true, nagwala ko, true, true, false, false, true, true, false, false, this is true. Then, isa-isa, true, false, true, false, true, false. So, yun na ha. Okay, let's proceed. So, this is, if your P is true and your Q is true, then, there is a magkuha. Kuha na to una ang negation of P. So, this is our P column. Kuha na to ang negation, ana. So, the negation of true is false. The negation of true is false. The negation of false is true. The negation of false is true. So now, we can operate the negation of P to the Q. So, ato silang i-and. So, P and Q, so kanus alang gani ini siya ma-true. True lang ni siya kung ang two constituent sentences are true. Kung dapat ang imong antecedent, which is this, and imong consequent is are true. So, asa man anin lang duha, so kini siya. So, mora ni ang true ang answer. Otherwise, is false. So, kana. So, mora ni makapatrue sa and, diba? So, dapat true ang imong kuan, true ang imong Q, true ang imong consequent para true ang iyang resulting sentence, which is this. Otherwise, false na dayon. So, this is the final answer. To construct the truth table of the following. So, negation of this equation here, the P and Q, then and na po siya in another expression which is negation of R. So construct the truth table PQR since there are three statements, the P, Q, and R. So PQR, so as what I have said a while ago, so you make your table like this. So in P, T, upat ka T, then upat ka F, then in the Q, duha ka T, duha ka F, duha ka T, duha ka F, then in the R, isa ka T, isa ka F, so isa-isa. So TF, TF, TF. So in ani pagbuhat ng inyong to table, basta tulo ka buok statement. Okay. So we need to get this, P and Q. Then the answer of this is atong negation. Kaya naman siya sulod sa parentheses. So kung sa nato ang P and Q, usa nato kung ihang negation, then kung na po nato ang negation of R para ang answer here atoa siyang ma-and here. Okay? So P and Q, so this is our P and this is our Q column. So P and Q, so this is only true if the two constituent sentences are true. So asaray true ani. So this, so true, T, true, true, true. Then TF or true ang P, F ang consequent or the Q, that's false. True ang antecedent, false ang consequent, that's false. False, 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 false. Nakasabot? So, asaray true ani kung mag-an. True, the resulting sentence is only true if the two constituent sentences are true. So, asar may duha kabuk true ani. So, kini and kini. So, that's why true, maura na true nga resulting sentence. Now, since na naman tayo ani nga expression, P and Q, so, pwede na nato makuha ang ihang negation kini sa gawas. So, the negation of this expression, so this is the column for the negation of this equation. This statement or this conjunction statement. So, kini nga conjunction statement, so atong kuhaan og negation. So, negation of true, that's false. Negation of true, that's another false. Negation of false, that's true. Negation of false, that's true, and so forth. So now, let us find what is the negation of R. So since na namatay R nga column here, so you just get the negation. So negation of true, that's false. Negation of false, that's true. Negation of true, that's false, negation of false, that's true, and so forth. Okay, now, since na naman tayo expression nga negation of this P and Q, so kini atong answer here, atong i-and here. So naman tayo answer ani, so atong i-and here, naman tayo answer pod ani. So, this expression, i-and nato in the negation of R. So, asaray true ani. True rang iyang resulting sentence kung mag-and kung ang iyang two constituent sentences are true. So, asaray true ani. So, kini siya, kini, and kini. So, maray true. False, 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 true, false, true, false, true. So, this is the final answer. So now, let's proceed to tautologies and contradictions. So this is a compound statement. Is a tautology if its true value is always true, regardless of the truth values of the statements of which it is composed. It is a contradiction of its truth value is always false, regardless of the truth values of its variable. So example, the proposition P or negation of P is tautology as the following table illustrates. So the last column of the table is always true. Okay, P. So kung na to ihang truth table. So this is tautology daw. So always true daw ang iyahang answer. So P, so pila ka, if we have one statement, so pila ka buok form of statement nga possible. So it could either be true ang isa, false ang isa. So negation of true is false, negation of false is true. Then get the or of the P and negation of P. So kung or gani kung sa ito may sa or, the resulting sentence is false if the two constituent sentences are false and true otherwise. So naabay false ani, so wala. So that's true and that's also true. So now let's proceed to biconditional statements. So biconditional statements, this is a compound statement formed by connecting two statements with the words if and only if. It's called biconditional. Symbolically, this is represented by this. So P is another statement and Q is another statement. So ato siyang i-connect with the words if and only if. So kini nga symbol, kining arrow nga left and right mo ni ang symbol sa if and only if, which is read as P if and only if Q. So in this case, the resulting sentence is true whenever the antecedent P is always the as well as the consequent Q have the same truth values and false otherwise. So, ang iyang resulting sentence daw is true kung ang iyahang antecedent and the consequent have the same truth value. So, let us construct the truth table for conditional statement. So, since we have two statements, so ang atong truth table in ani ang noun. So, true, true, false, false, true, false, true, false. So, ang iyang resulting sentence daw is true whenever the antecedent and the consequent have the same truth value. So, kung pareha sila true, true ang iyang resulting sentence. Kung pareha sila false, true ang iyang resulting sentence. So, in the first one, the first or the antecedent is true and the consequent is true, then the conditional statement or the resulting sentence is true. Second, if the antecedent is true and the consequent is false, then its resulting sentence is false. Nga naman, dili man sila parihag truth values. So, dapat pareha sila true, pareha sila false para iyang resulting sentence is true. That's another true, that's another false, and the last one is true because they have the same truth values. They are all false. So that's why true ang iyahang resulting sentence. So now let's proceed to equivalent statements. This is denoted by this. So tulo siya ka line. These are statements whose truth values are either both true or both false, or whenever they have identical truth tables. Hence, biconditional statements which has a true truth value are called equivalences. So let's have an example. Number 1, prove that P implies Q is equivalent to negation of Q implies negation of P. So to prove the question, so let us construct a truth table. So since we only have two statement here, the P and Q, so in ani ang atong table, true, true, false, false, true, false, true, false. So let us get the truth table for the P implies Q and also the table for the negation of Q implies negation of P. So let us see if equivalent ba sila or pareha ba sila truth table. Okay, P implies Q. So the resulting sentence is only true if Unsa ganito? If the antecedent is true and the consequent is false. So asa right false ani? So kining kaduha. So the antecedent is true and the consequent is false, then the resulting sentence is false. So mora na false, otherwise true. Then to get this expression here, so we need to get first the negation of Q and the negation of P. O sa nato siya unsa man ni conditional statement. So ato siyang i-connect with the word if and then og or implies. So negation of Q implies negation of P. So kung sa nato ang negation of Q o negation of P, o sa nato siya ma-operate. So negation of Q, so this is the column for Q. So negation of true is false. Negation of false is true. Negation of true is false. Negation of false is true. So now, let's get the negation of P. So this is the P column. So negation of true is false. Negation of true is false. Negation of false is true. Negation of false is true. So now, we can get now the negation of Q implies negation of P. So kung sa lang ganin ni siya false, this is only false if the antecedent is true and the consequent is false. So in this expression, asa ang atong antecedent? So the antecedent is the negation of Q and the consequent is the negation of P. So asa ray false ani? So kining kaduha. Kini mora na false, otherwise is true. So as you can observe, the P implies Q and the negation of Q implies negation of P have the same truth values. TFF, TFF. So therefore, negation of P is equivalent to negation of P. So therefore, the P implies Q is equivalent to negation of Q implies negation of P. So let's have another example. Prove that P implies Q, ato siyang i-and sa Q implies P is equivalent to P if and only if Q. So to prove that, so let us construct a truth table. So since we only have two statement here, so ang ato ang statement lang diri is P and Q, then in ani ang atong truth table. So P T ay true, true, false, false, true, false, true, false. So P implies Q. So this is only false if the antecedent is true and the consequent is false. So ang iyang resulting sentence is false. So asara ning duha, so kinira siya. And otherwise is true. So now, ato ni siyang kwaon, humana. Then kini na pud atong kwaon, Q implies P, then ang answer ani maoy ato ang i-and here. So ang answer nato ani i-and here. So mao ni siya. Then also atong kwaon ng P if and only if Q lang tawon nato kung equivalent ba ni sila o kini. Okay? So Q implies P, so our antecedent here is the Q and our consequent here is the P. So this is only, so the resulting sentence is only false if the antecedent is true and the consequent is false. So, mao ni atong antecedent si Q here, ang atong consequent is si P. So, dapat ang atong antecedent is true and the consequent is false. So, dara. So, true atong antecedent which is Q, false ang ato ang consequent. So, mao ra ni ang false. Otherwise, true. So, basin mabali ninyo ha. So, take note of the arrow or the array, the position of the expression. So, in here, ang atong P ang atong antecedent, Q ang atong consequent. But here, Q atong antecedent, P ang atong consequent. So now, we can now get the P implies Q and Q implies P. So, ang atong answer here, so mao siya, atong i-and here. So, sa ganito na sa and, so the resulting sentence is true if the two constituent sentences are true. So dapat true silang duha para true ilang answer. So asaraan ni. So kinira o kini. So there are only two ka true, kini and also kini. Otherwise is false. So now let us see kung equivalent maning P if and only if Q ani niya. So P and if and only if Q. So dara. So P and only if and only if Q. So true lang ni iyang answer if sa gani ang antecedent and the consequent have the same truth value. So dapat pareha sila true para ilang resulting sentence is true and dapat pareha sila false para ilang resulting sentence is false. So asaraan nila. So kini and kini. And otherwise is false. So as you can observe, sa kini ang column and this, pareha sila og truth value TFFT, TFFT. So therefore, P implies Q and Q implies P is equivalent to P if and only if Q. Kuha? Okay, so that's the end of our discussion for the basic logical operator. So this is the last topic for our finals. So our first topic sa atong final katong measure of relative position. Second topic is the mathematics of finance and third topic is kini the basic logical operator. So tura atong topic sa finals. Next week we will have a long quiz for these three topics. Then in the next following week we will have our finals. So good luck to your long exam and to your finals. So God bless everyone and thank you for listening.